So this will make sure that you will always hit your goal and that this year will be different than previous year.
Nice.
So how do you ensure you're going to hit your goals this year? So there are multiple ways to ensure you hit your goals this year, but the most important thing to hit your goal is to have an accurate plan.
Are you serious?
So in this video, I'm going to explain and walk you through the process of what we exactly do in order to create a plan that actually works out. I'm going to show how we analyze our business, how I think, how we create our plan to eventually really hit our goal. Because eventually, if you have the right plan, you won't be able to not hit your goals. And that's literally true. So if you have the right plan, that means if you execute on it every single day, so the plan has the right assumptions, things are true in the plan, you reverse engineer the plan, and you're doing every single thing in the plan the right way, then eventually you just need to hit your goals. And so almost every single success or failure depends on how good your plan actually is and how good you analyze, think, and check your assumptions in order to hit these goals. Because if you just executed on it together with your team on a daily basis, you review your goals on a daily basis, you steer the ship if something is wrong, then you would just need to eventually hit your goals. So let me first explain how we actually track KPIs and how do we make sure that when we create a certain plan, we have the right plan with the right KPIs and the right assumptions. So first of all, in order to create a good plan, you need to have some history. Because if you have a history of data in your company, then you can actually know what inputs deliver a certain output. And with that I mean, like, for example, how many outreaches do you need to do to get an appointment? And how many appointments do you need to have to eventually get a call? Because eventually when you really track your numbers in your business properly, you can just backtrack success and do more of what works and stop what's not working. And so in order to actually not guess in business, but actually have a plan backed by data, you need to track numbers. One of the most important things in business is actually tracking these numbers. So how do we actually track business numbers right now, and how do we track the numbers in your business? Every single person in your team has a certain Google form that they need to fill in every day. And some people in our team also have a weekly form. What happens with the data in the form is that the data actually shows up in a Google Sheet, and the Google Sheet is connected to a Google Data Studio dashboard. And so we are using the whole Google infrastructure in order to track our numbers properly with Google Data Studio. Because eventually the more data you have, the better you can visualize it and see the data, the more accurate decisions you can make. And so we have a complete dashboard on Google Data Studio that shows every single thing in the business. It shows how many outreaches we are doing, what the conversions are from the outreaches, what the conversions are of the sales calls, how many sales calls we have, how the delivery is going, how many setters we can deliver, how many closes we can deliver. We literally track every single thing in the business. And because we are tracking it, I can analyze it properly and can make decisions and an accurate plan in order to hit our goals. When you just know everything of your business, things of course can change. The economic climate can change. But in most cases, it won't change that much that you can steer your ship a little bit or your business a little bit to still hit your goals, even if it changes a little bit. So the first thing you do in order to create a proper plan, or what we do, I just show you what we do, is to really track your numbers properly. Because when you know your numbers, you can reverse engineer it. And then eventually you need to create a 1-year goal. When you have the 1-year goal, you need to see what you need to do every 3 months in order to hit the 1-year goal. When you have the quarterly goals, you need to see what do you need to do every single month to hit the quarterly goals. And then you need to see what you need to do weekly to hit your monthly goals. And then you need to see what do you need to do daily in order to hit your weekly goals. And by thinking about these things in like dailies, weeklies, monthlies, quarterlies, yearlies, you can eventually literally backtrack your success. So this means you first need to make sure that you have your yearly goal, then your quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So when you have all of these goals, every week you're going to check what you need to do in order to hit the monthly goals. So this means that every single day, you and your team need to see what you need to do in order to hit the weekly goals. Every week, you need to see what you need to do in order to hit your monthly goals. Every month, you need to see what you need to do to hit your quarterly goals. Every quarter to hit your yearly goal. And if you make sure that you execute on these things properly, you will eventually hit your goals. But sometimes things happen. And sometimes you have problems in the business, team members leaving, other things that might happen that actually lead to you not being able to execute on the plan, or like certain things just go wrong and you're not able to hit your goals. So what we are actually also doing in order to prevent mistakes and prevent problems down the road, we are actually doing a certain post-mortem. And a post-mortem is actually something they do with like dead people, and they are going to see like, hey, why did this person die? And we can do the exact same with business. So for example, when we check our monthly or quarterly goals, we don't need to do it every week, but every month or every quarter, I would advise to do it. So you need to create a post-mortem every month or every quarter. And then what you really need to think is just, okay, it's the exact date that we thought we would hit our goals. We failed, like we completely failed. What happened that made us not being able to achieve our goals? So what happened? Why didn't we achieve it? And they need to think about all the things that went wrong in order for you to not hit your goal. So you're literally thinking about all the ways it could go wrong. And what you're doing then, when you have the list of all the items, all the things that could go wrong in order for you to not in order for you to not hit your goal, you need to see which of these items have the highest likelihood or are the biggest risk for your business at the moment. And then you just build systems around the things that have the biggest risk, or like, depends on how many items you have, of course, and how many resources you want to invest in preventing these problems and how accurate it is. But eventually you need to create systems around the problems that can arise. And when you do that, you have a certain plan that is reverse engineered based on data. Then you think about all the things that could go wrong and you build systems around the things that could go wrong. And then you just need to properly execute every single day and you will hit your goals. But there's one more thing you need to do, because it's also really important to let another entrepreneur or a coach that has more experience check your plan and see if you have wrong assumptions. So with an assumption, I mean something you think is true, but might not be. And so a coach should actually check your plan to see if it's actually correct. And when you did it, you reverse engineer it, you have a post-mortem, you let your coach check it. And then the only thing you need to do to hit these goals is to actually keep every single person accountable to the things they set out to do and steer the ship by reviewing KPIs and progress every single week, every single day, every single month, every single quarter, and every single year. And that's the most important thing, because a lot of people can create a plan. Not a lot of people can create a really good plan, an accurate plan, and even fewer people are actually executing on the plan on a daily basis. So the only thing you need to do is actually executing on the plan and making sure your team members are accountable to the daily KPIs they need to hit. And that's it. Then you eventually hit your goal. And that's it for the video. Thank you for watching.